Everybody, and welcome back to Bessie Beneath and the Debt Free Farm Challenge. Are once again doing some fertilizing contracts. We've got two fertilized contracts on board, and then a sowing contract. I'm going to try to get those done tonight before we skip into tomorrow. I'm going to do the two fertilizing contracts, and then we're going to accept the sowing contract and get some portion of it done before tomorrow. And hopefully when we sleep through the night, we will have more contract goodness come up. Catch anybody up, we are sitting just under $6,500. Do own fertilized spreader. Do own a seeder. Do have some equipment to our name that we won't need for long. Once all the fields are seeded, fields are fertilized, move on to maybe acquiring some grass equipment. Have to see how many of these fields that are grass, have contracts associated with them. How is everybody doing tonight? I want to mention it probably a few times tonight, but I want to apologize for missing Saturday night stream. But trust me, I had a pretty good excuse. I was busy sucking up water out of my basement. The reason that was a better excuse than what it sounds is because, well, I play out of my basement. So I had nice standing water in a good portion of the basement, and I had to that sucked up because we had one heck of a rainstorm come through Saturday evening, Saturday afternoon, evening. I am to trust the local weather station. We had 7 inches over the course of about 5 hours, 4.5 hours. And the ground already was wet. I'm already having probably about 8 inches of rain this month. So we basically doubled the amount of rain we got in the month in 4.5 hours or so. Probably able to get, I was able to get the water stopped. I didn't stop. Stopped coming in because it stopped raining. Water stopped coming in probably around 10 o'clock, and still had a fair bit of cleanup to do. So that's why we didn't have a stream on Saturday. Go get some more fertilizer, and then we'll do field 38. Handy, it's right down the street from the shop. But no one wants to chat tonight. There, Steven. Hey, what's up? Shoot your question. Shoot your question. Definitely don't want to go to the pig farm. So, are you talking about like an in-ground silo, or are you talking about a mod storage silo that's above ground? Talking about these, like these silage bunkers. The only thing you can put in here is grass and chaff. Can't put hay in here or straw in here. Won't do anything. In fact, he'll probably tell you that you can't. Build type's not allowed. Talking about a vertical silo, uh, typically no. I mean, it depends on the mod. If the mod makes silage, then typically it will only take grass or chaff. Not straw. If you're talking about something that produces total mixed rations, then maybe it depends on the depends on the depends on the mod. Straw is used for all kinds of things. You use it for bedding, cows, or pigs. You can use it to make total mixed rations. You can bale straw or collect it loose and sell it as just additional crop, additional money. In fact, oftentimes you'll make as much off selling the straw as you do off the grain. So you can almost double your profits if you harvest the wheat, sell the grain, collect the straw, sell the straw, double your money right there. Oh, whoa, whoa, how did I speed up my time again? We're just going to outline the field like we did last time and fill it in. It's all good. Don't know. Yeah, I don't know what they would be saying. Who knows what other folks were saying, but it's not that complex. There's only so much you can use straw with. Hey, Will, what's up? In my opinion, never leave straw on the ground, or never just spread straw out. You can earn a whole lot of money just by collecting and selling it, often as much as you would on the grain itself. So something that Giants announced just a little bit ago, I guess earlier in the day, would be they announced a community ambassador program. So just for just for poops and smiles, I signed up for it. So let's see. Community Ambassador Program is supposedly a liaison of sorts between player base and Giants as the developers. See what that really means. I think I got a pretty good finger on what my viewership is interested in, right? I'd say we're interested in quality maps that are thoroughly tested. Interested in quality mods that are thoroughly tested and somewhat realistic. They have a post over on their website. They probably put a post out on. They probably posted it out on Facebook and all those other areas too. But posting on the website has all of the information on how to apply and what's entailed. Hey, Forrest, what's up? Welcome to the channel. Just like that, we've nearly doubled we've more than doubled our bank account. 12 minutes in. Head back to the farm. Get our seeder. See how much seed we got, and then get to putting some sugar beets in the ground. I think I can seed sugar beets with what I got. Don't. I'm gonna have to cancel that contract. This road. This is the road I need to take. I had an interesting comment on the last stream. Guy that wanted me to compare this map to Lone Oak, and I basically told him that I didn't think they were comparable. Map is a British map, and Lone Oak is an American map. In their own regards, they are completely different entities. I didn't really think they were comparable. Turn off anyway. What do y'all think? Think Lone Oak and this map are comparable? What am I doing tonight? If that's the case, I don't have the seeder I need to use. I'll have to reject that contract and take out a different one. Run into everything. Wheat, barley, oat, canola, soybeans. Yep. We can't do it. We're going to have to. I reject your contract. Potatoes. Potatoes. All right, well, then we're done for the day. So much you can do, right? Let's see, can we sleep at this point in time? I didn't think so. Speed up the clock a wee bit. Watch the clouds roll by. Yeah, 19 gets kind of a lot of flack for having not as nice of a visual sky as 17 did. But I tell you one thing, having clouds, having a sky that's dynamic is a feature that I don't think you can really disregard versus a static sky that's just constantly the same. Here in mid-spring at this point. Oh my gosh, seriously? But we don't have the we didn't put in the magic contract refresh mod. We're gonna have to wait for the contracts to refresh on their own. What a terrible thought. I thought, I wouldn't say that they're that comparable either. Now, Lone Oak does, in the real Lone Oak farm, from what I understand, does a fair bit of grass seed harvesting. Okay, so this map being lots of grass, and that map conceptually harvesting grass seed, they're kind of grassy maps, right? But totally different designs. I mean, this one we've got hedges everywhere, a lot of grass, hedges everywhere, tight roads, people driving on the wrong side of the road, completely different layout of the farms than what you would probably see on an American map. And you've got Lone Oak, which is an American map. Obviously, American wide roads. Hearing what Europeans say, our roads are wider than some countries. Lone Oak, I think all the farms are owned at the start. They're all one big hunk of land. So it's like, well, you start out with all the farms, and I don't think they cost any money. Same with the forested areas. So compared to this map where you have a bunch of different farms you have to buy, including the forest areas, Lone Oak kind of starts out as a beginner map, an easy map. Hey, Isaac, what's up? Be nice if they were a little bit more defined, but right now, I mean, they're moving pretty good clip now, but probably a little windy. And they just shifted. Now all of a sudden the wind's going the other direction. while we're waiting with this map, got viable farm, kind of a viable farm down there, viable farm, viable farm, viable farm, same there, same there, same here. So lots of viable farms, whereas if this was the lone oak model, all of these farms would be owned at the same one big viable chunk forest area. There and there, there. Hey, Adabo, what's up? We are just burning through time. We don't have any decent contracts. Can't really do anything. That is true. That I am Superman, able to leap over buildings. Look at that awesomeness. Oh, here comes the rain. Oh, fertilizing contracts. Just what I always wanted. Oh, you getting a lot of rain? Tell you, we had talked about the big rain we had on Saturday. Caused me to cancel the stream. Um, Sunday we had dry weather. Yesterday we had dry weather. Tonight we got storms rolling through. Got another flash flood watch in effect, which seems to be kind of a near daily occurrence anymore. Flies field 95. 95 must be a biggin. Where is she? Here's 95 way down south. So let's go over here. Fill up our pallet and woo, way down south. 3. That's right around the corner. Hey, what we're getting right now is coming from like Chicago and the Great Lakes, coming from the wrong direction that most weather comes from. Most of our weather comes from the southwest, comes up the coast, or comes up from the Tennessee area. But what we're getting tonight says what we're getting tonight is coming from the northwest, coming in a southeasterly direction. I am in Virginia. I'm in Virginia. Just fertilized 51. You'll see our tire tracks over there. Yeah, given the normal weather patterns, anything that's in the Gulf probably will eventually filter up this way. Well, Virginia is obviously in the United States. It is on the East Coast. Is probably about halfway up the coast between Florida and New York. It is just below Washington, D.C. So if you know where Washington, D.C. is, then Virginia is right below it. Jamestown would be in Virginia, yeah. One of the original colonies, for sure. Isaac is in Ireland, so I would forgive him. There's tons of stuff, tons of locations in Ireland that he would think would be common knowledge that I'd be clueless on. Oh, we're out of fertilizer. Yeah, remember, we got an international audience. Oh, you're New Zealand. Okay, well, that's even more reason. Oh, why I was thinking you're Ireland. I was mixing you up with someone else in chat. But at any rate, there you go. There you go. I saw the comments. Didn't piece the names together. Well, hello there, Gabriel. Is that basically Isaac just spelled differently? Tonight we're gonna be, oh my god, we're gonna be running into everything tonight. Why? I don't know. Good thing we don't have a damage model like SnowRunner. We have all kinds of engine damage, suspension damage. Well, I was driving with the keyboard, which usually isn't that bad. Don't have weight on this thing. But I don't know. It's not like steering is going to be suddenly slower than it usually is, but it's like if you play on a multiplayer server, there's just a little bit of inherent lag. And I find that if I don't play on a multiplayer server for a long time, and then I do, I end up running into things because the little bit of lag. Oh my god, a little bit of lag that gets introduced really throws me for a little bit of a loop for a little while. Hey Ash K, what's up from India? Hello there. Welcome to the channel. We are once again a international smorgasbord of viewers. Drive through the curb here. All right, field 95. It'll take us a little while to get to. Hope everyone's August has been going well. What, another week, and then we are going to be closing August out into September. Four more months in this crazy year. Oh my gosh. That's gonna be that type of night, is it? Been several months, but I saw a picture where someone was asking if we could turn 2020 because it was broke. Or a way to reboot 2020 because it's just blue screened. All right, I think this is the. No, this isn't. 5. About to go. Oh, okay. So it's basically last field that we get to. Drag racing an AI car. We won. We won. Like the AI cars are just a hair too slow for the quicker tractors to not catch up to. All right, so on and oops, one more big mega 45-meter spread. Feel done in no time. We'd be back up to $19,000. We do own a few grass fields. We'll be able to mow grass here in a bit. Now we don't have enough money to buy any grass equipment. All our money tied up into land and 4 pieces of equipment. Did see earlier before the stream, some of the distant scenery is does a little interesting flashing, depending on how you're looking at it. Does anyone else's schools going back in yet? Anybody's school age? Be attending school or got kids that are in school? School started back up. Today was the first virtual day of our kids' school. Went surprisingly well. I was pleasantly surprised after what I felt was a whole bunch of lack of proper planning. A whole bunch of flip-flopping on decisions and choices. Or with a 45-meter width spread, get done some fertilizing contracts pretty quick. And $20,000 richer. 40 minutes. We've made 18,000. No, we had 60. Made $14,000 in 40 minutes. Glad to see those plowing contracts off the board. Homeschooling. Did that with our youngest for a year. Didn't work out so great. Mostly because we were both working. And she was in middle school at the time. She was at that age where I think you wanted to trust her, be able to do her work on task on her own, but you really couldn't trust her. Oh, thanks for the sub. I didn't check to see who that was. We're going to run up here. This is where the sleep trigger is. Well, it's kind of a mix around here. Nobody's flat out closed. Some school areas have decided to go virtual and not have in-person instruction. Others have decided to have limited in-person instruction, with other days supplemented with virtual. I don't think anybody could really sit back and just like, we'll just wait it out. Usually you got to wait till 8 o'clock, but sometimes you can go to sleep at 9 or at 7. Oh, hey, what's up? Hecky MO9, thanks for the sub. Welcome to mid-spring, day 6. Oh, are you kidding me? This is killing me. Contracts are killing me. Especially since we are... Where'd my money go now? Property maintenance. Went down property maintenance. Computer's workbench, what is up? Welcome to the channel. Welcome to the stream. Welcome to chat. Sit back, enjoy your stay. Maybe we'll have something entertaining to do at some point. Right now we are contract starved. Man, I thought we would have seeding contracts. I thought we'd have fertilizing contracts. For mid-spring, this is when this stuff happens. Right? A little bit too early for grass contracts, but gosh, we got plenty of grass too. Look, serious, this is rough. Side of the road. Hey Darren, what's up? Thanks for the sub, Doug. Stuck. Stuck. Oh, there's none. Contracts are killing me. Yeah, Isaac, that's why I don't think you can run from this thing. Can't run, you can't hide. It's going to come down and find you. Might as well just live. Messing with mods. High up altitude winds there. Then all of a sudden it just boom. Wind dies down. The weather's nothing like South Island Farm. Into another rainy monsoon season on that map. Bert, Bert, Bert. All right. 59, 89, 81. 81. 89. 59 is right across the street. Oh, ho, ho, ho. What are you talking about? All right, you all saw me click on 59, did you not? All right, we're gonna do it the easy way. Well, Isaac, I don't lump us in with everyone in the U.S. Town I'm in has a total of 154 for all of recorded history. 154. County that is around our city has a couple hundred. But it's also, the numbers don't, I mean, the numbers follow the populace. In heavily populated areas, the numbers are going to tend to be higher because there's more people. But 154 cases out of 25,000 individuals, I can tell you this. Last fall, guarantee you, more kids out of our school district at any given week for just general illness than have been diagnosed with this in the town, the city I am in, since March. So on any given week, last year, from let's say October to December, more kids were sick with just general sick on any given week and out of school than there have been total reported cases of this one thing in the city I'm in since March. Go big and wide. Go. Here we are. I was waiting for that contract done. All right, field 89. Shoot back across. Let's take our shortcut back to field 59. Got to get fertilizer anyway before we're going to finish either of these two fields. It's like SnowRunner, where you're trying to find your way through a forest, which trees can I drive between. Make a shortcut. And we're going to get a shortcut there. There we go. Over here. Shoot the gap. And 59. That's where we got through last time. Hey, David, what's up? Yeah, this is going to be, what, that's $19,000 right there. We're going to double our money again. How many times can we double our money this stream? This is a wonderful example of how you define fields in Giants, where the AI is planting the field based on the field definition, but visually, field is, well, different shaped. Like we used a cookie cutter that's not quite the right shape to stamp out the field or to stamp out the AI crop. I have to say, on South Island Farm, I don't know what we'll put in as far as the frequency chance of rain, but man, I think it needs to be dialed back just a wee bit. Just before this stream, I recorded a video that's going to come out next Friday. Basically, I've got a wheat field. It's ready to harvest. And I've got a window of opportunity that's about 7 hours long to harvest field because it's been raining for almost 3 days straight. And there's rain in the forecast every day for the rest of the foreseeable forecast. So it's like, well, I would rather wait for a more opportune moment. I don't know if a more opportune moment's going to show up. Well, I mean, yeah. If it normally should rain a couple times a week, a real week. Problem is, time accelerated in game at 9-day seasons. A real week is what, like 2 days? So this 3-day, yeah. A real week is, a game day is like a week and 2 days. So if it's going to rain a couple times a week, it's raining every day. Hey, Genetic, what's up? Oh, you're kidding me. Traffic people. And I longed for the day way back. What was it? Farm Sim 11? You could annihilate traffic. Not anymore. Oh yeah, 24-day seasons would definitely change your weather patterns. Oh no. I need to get a front weight. Need to get a front weight on this thing. So it was 13. 13 was when you could still play with the traffic, eh? Well, if they would drive in the correct lane, Scooter, I agree. We wouldn't have this problem. I did my 24-day seasons play in 17. Don't have the time for it. Don't have the time for it anymore. There we go. How about that coffee cup released in the Mod Hub today? Who ran out and downloaded the coffee cup? That's what I want to know. Who needed the coffee cup? Who needed a cup of Joe so bad? What was it, like $13 for a cup of Joe in game? That's more than Starbucks, I guess. I don't know. I don't eat there. Don't drink there. I don't drink that foul black liquid. Hey, Nathan, what's up? Does a coffee cup do anything? Is it like a sleep trigger? Shouldn't be a sleep trigger. It should be when you hold the cup of coffee, you should run faster or something. You can get it in red or black. Or you can buy the pair for $26. $89. That's the field I tried to fertilize the other time. Just for looks. See, Darren, you should have put in. You should have put in that manhole cover. Not yet, David. I think this week. Whoa, 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 whoa. On Thursday, I think, or maybe Friday, they put out update 8 in the public test server. So the public test server version is currently 8.0. The live real release version is 6.5. Thought it was interesting they were basically skipping 7. So I'm guessing they are, earmarking 8.0 as the next official release. Put out a posting, last week saying release was a week or 2 away. So I'm thinking, barring anything major, that's found in, and now I'm smacked. Shite monsters. Barring anything, big found, I'm wondering if they're not going to drop 8.0 on Thursday for everybody. I'll tell you what I did is I finished out the Amandra map on the public test server probably 3 weeks ago. So all the SnowRunner videos that I've been putting out since 3 weeks ago, up until tomorrow's video, was today's Tuesday, up until Thursday's video, was recorded back the end of July. I haven't touched SnowRunner for like 2.5 weeks. I was expecting them to drop full release before I jumped into Russia again, but nothing ever showed up. So I fired up the public test server again, and dove into Russia over the weekend. I think I did it some last week to build up a collection of videos. Look here, this one's even more interestingly, weirdly defined. Fringe of the field isn't being fertilized at all. Yeah, why is the release version 6.5, which includes first half of the search and recovery thing, and then the second half is going to be released as update 8, version 8.0, if you will. I can tell you, I haven't downloaded the hoverboard. I might be remotely barely interested in that mod if it allows you to go to first person. But I saw it demonstrated. I think if it locks you at third person, then it's no use to me. If I get a first person perspective on things, then it might be a weird, eccentric thing to use for a map video. Didn't look like it went that fast. Like the cowboy hat mod from sometime last year. Right? I mean, if you look at yourself in the tractor, got a different hat on. That's about the only time you could see it, other than if you're on the horse. What I want is a mod that lets you go first person on a horse. I want this view from a horse. Who else wants first person view at a horse? I mean, if I had a choice between a horse, being able to see first person riding a horse, or the dog, I would certainly choose to get rid of that dog. I mean, the thing won't even ride with you, just walks through your house walls. Might as well be in the decoration section. Horses are pretty good. They're easy money on seasons because the horse doesn't cost anything. They're fairly easy to feed, and they pay out a little bit of money every day. So on seasons, they're good regular money. Alrighty, that is it. Go back to the house. Again, fertilizing contracts for the win. We started this stream an hour and 15 minutes ago with $6,000. We have $31,000 more. A couple weeks ago, we were in early spring. We were doing cultivation contracts, taking us an entire game day to earn about $8,000. We were burning through an entire tank of gas. Fertilized contracts are way overpriced. Getting a little worried. I realized it turned off traffic. So we got 2 Millennial Farmer mods. No map yet. Anybody know anything about the map? Saw it in testing last week, then it vanished. I assume that means it failed because, well, we haven't seen it. Sleep once the bedroom light comes on. Oh, killing me. Farm TV. Really have time, farmer, to be watching satellite TV? Yeah, thinking about satellite TV and farming makes me think about way back in the day. These scooters workbench, I consider that cheating. That's why I haven't put it in. I figure I need to wait for the game update its own contract. Then it just refresh contracts until I have something that looks tasty and juicy. So thinking about back in the day, back when I was a kid growing up on the farm, we had a weather radio that we would listen to at lunch. Grandfather would probably listen to it when he got up. He would probably listen to it, in the evening. But we had a weather radio. We check it. We check it. And that's how we got our, up to date weather information was the weather radio. And then I went to college. And that was the very first time I got introduced to cable TV. That was the first time I ever knew there was a whole channel dedicated 24/7 weather information. Talking about blowing someone's mind. You tell me there's a whole channel. All they do all day long is talk about the weather. Thinking about, man, that would be so useful to have been able to have that. Where we grew up, basically the only channels you got was what came in with the wires on the back of your TV. Or if you were really, really into TV, you might have wires on the top of your roof in the form of an antenna. Click off it and click. Yeah, I used to have a scanner too. Then all the local folks went digital, encrypted it all, and you couldn't snoop in. Oh yeah, back when they actually played music videos. Well, there's more than one channel. There was three. We gotta be 5x. So there were three channels that played music videos. That was before MTV2. What other MTV channels there are? Oh, look, 89 again. We were back on 89. We just did 89. Now we get to do it again. That there is called a bug. Bugger. All right, field 46. Right up the street. When I grew up, we had ABC, the national network, NBC, which is a national network, CBS, which is a national network. Then Fox came along, So that's what, 4. Then UPN came along. That was 5. And then PBS. PBS. So, as a kid in high school, middle school, is PBS really a channel? Does it really have programming that interests that age group? No. But it's like, okay, so it's 5 channels, right? And then, of course, we had a whole bunch of PBSs. Oh my gosh, we had probably like 5 different PBSs you could get. So now we were up to 10, but probably only ever one had anything worth watching at any one point in time. Now I got like 80 channels to pick from, and I don't watch a single one of them. Yeah, back in the day, right? Back in the day where you had you looked to see what the channel listing, what was going to be on TV in a newspaper, or if you were really well off, you actually subscribed. You paid money to get a magazine sent to you called the TV Guide. Would it come out weekly? It had the weekly schedule of TV shows in book form. Blow my mind. You go to college, you get cable, and they have a whole channel dedicated to a scrolling TV guide. Can't tell you how many hours I wasted just staring at that. What's on? I just stare at it. No, I don't want to watch that. I don't want to watch that. Next thing you know, it cycles over. You're like, oh, it's only 10 more minutes until it shows you what's coming next. I'll just wait. Oh, like you pay to get free commercials now, right? From streaming services. Pay this much and you don't have to watch ads. We're a bunch of old farts talking about the good old days, and we probably have half the viewers are probably like, what? There was a time before like 75 channels? 584, 89. 584. All right, so they're accessible off the pig farm. Go fill this up and then go do 85 and 84. Oh, I never knew about that. Oh, and something else. So on your rotary phone, 4 out of 5 times you misdialed the last digit, right? That was always my luck. 4 out of 5 times I would misdial the last digit, and you're like, oh, gotta restart. Yeah, but with cell phones, right? Cell phones, you just hit backspace. Oops, oops, wrong digit. Backspace. You know, push button phones, you're like, oh, I got to start over again, but it's easy to count out the push buttons. You know, rotary, it's like stick the finger in there and whip it around. I was gonna call the South Island Farm series Gilligan's Island. I figured I would have copyright problems. Or was it a bag phone? Ported bag phone? Yeah, my only exposure to British TV was really bad British shows on PBS. I had no idea. I mean, I was I'm probably still am naive. So naive, I think probably the first Australian show that I actually realized was Australian. I probably watched when my oldest was growing up. There was some show about mermaids that was clearly Australian. And it was about these girls that could turn into mermaids or something. And I was like, what? A weird show. I was like, oh, this is Australian. I'm like, they make TV shows? Of course they make TV. Not Gilligan's Island. Am loving the money we're earning because that means we can. Thanks for the sub, Ni Farmer. Ni Farmer is that Ni? What is that? Nebraska? Is that Nebraska? What's Ni Farmer? Then I realized that the Australians are the wonderful, wonderful purveyors of well, there's this dog cartoon Bluey or something. That's a fun little show. Our youngest would watch that from time to time. North Iowa, welcome to us, North Iowa farmer. How are you doing today? I should have known that because on ATS, on the Pony Express Transport, and we put our home base in Iowa. That's just IA. I didn't pick up on NI. I'm thinking nickel. And that NI isn't that nickel? Who are the dudes that walk around in different colored shirts? That's a wonderful creation from Australia, too. See, I knew something from chemistry. Going back to home, going back to virtual. Yeah, buddy, them. Going back to virtual schooling. Let's talk about that. Let's talk about the Wiggles for a little bit. Back when my youngest would watch that, thankfully now he considers that a kid's show. He's 6. He considers that a kid's show that only babies would watch. Sometimes I'd watch that show with him and wonder, do those guys go home at night like completely disgusted about having to be overly happy all day long? Or do they sit back and think about the bazillion dollars of money they're earning and be like, hey, that's cool. I'm earning a ton of money. I'm ignoring it. Any rate, hey, Captain Feathersword was funny. Yeah, thinking about the virtual schooling. Yeah, I left high school in the early 90s. Okay, so that's 30 plus O's, tens. Yeah, so that's the 90, 0, 10. Yeah, 30 years ago, right? So I've got 11th grader. I'm thinking, okay, so she's taking algebra 2, she's taking chemistry. And I'm thinking, oh my gosh, if she asks me questions, I'm going to be completely clueless. Like, what? How do you do what? I don't have a clue what you're talking about. Oh, wait. We learned the other day there's a shortcut from the pig farm. Let's take that shortcut right here. Yeah, there's a commercial we watch where the dad like asks the Google Home about the tallest mountain, and then he like tells the kid like he knew it all along. It's because I don't know. Whatever. I mean, they hit upon the formula that kids love, which means they hit upon the formula that parents will pay for. Hey, Paul, what's up? Yeah, I was talking with a guy who's going to do some concrete repair work last week. He was talking about one of his kids is in honors classes and everything. You know, really great grades, but with this virtual schooling, not saying that concrete guys aren't smart, but he was saying that he barely got by with grades. Then he's been out of high school for 30 years, let alone barely getting by back then. He's really concerned about this kid doesn't get something, comes to him and asks some questions, being like, I don't know. And Paul, don't be worried about making it late. There's always the replay, right? Dixie May, what is up? I'll tell you a hint. You're putting a note in chat. Means that we're going to catch you. You're caught. Thanks for coming by. Thanks for watching. But see, it's not just the answer, but it's show your work. Show your work. You're like, I never liked to show your work stuff anyway. It's like, I got the right answer. Doesn't matter that you see how I did it. If I can get the right answer 100% of the time, it shouldn't matter how I got it. Thank you for watching. Right? Came first, the streamer or the watcher? Well, I guess in that case, the watcher has to come second. Right? Probably a bad question. We are on Bessie Beneath. Can't you tell? We are on Bessie Beneath. And ching! Think we started this stream out having $6,000. I've said that several times. Now we are up to 54 grand. Plus we own a seeder that we might as well sell at some point. Is everything seeded? Nope. Everything's not seeded. We don't know how many of these fields are going to be fallow. No, there's still a potential we'll get seeding contracts. I'll keep it around until we start getting baling contracts. At some point, we need to get our own baling equipment and mowing equipment. Still need to get some cows. So we'll see what tomorrow brings, the second official day of virtual school. Oh, it's not that challenging. I mean, what's challenging is maps that are hilly and everything. This one isn't too bad. You know, we're really just introducing a whole bunch of challenges upon ourselves with the debt-free restriction. So we can't go in debt. We have to never borrow money. We have to own one farm. We have to play seasons, 9-day seasons. We've got to play no slower clock speed than 5x. I started with $500,000 of cash. 500 grand. We bought this cow farm down here for 71 grand. 3 grass fields. Took about half of our money. I then bought our tractor. And at the time, a cultivator. And then worked our way up. So we own a whopping tractor, seeder, seed hopper, fertilizer spreader, and a weight. But we sell these two and get about 60 grand back. 60 plus grand. That'll put us over close to 120. We can keep this or sell this. Oh, I got a pretty good working knowledge of PC parts. Let's do that it doesn't want to refresh contracts until sometime in the afternoon. Of course, if I exited the game and came back in, I would probably have new contracts, but can't really do that while we're streaming now, can we? So if you're looking about doing anything related to graphics cards, wait. That would be my advice, to wait on anything graphics upgrade related. That is because it's rumored, some pretty good foundings, that in upwards to as early as maybe 2 weeks from now, latest NVIDIA cards are going to be dropped. Information is going to be dropped about those. Those are the cards that have some basis. Well, AMD's new card is going to be in the consoles. NVIDIA's new card, 3000 series, is planned to be released probably within the next month. Talking about some massive performance increases over the 2000 generation cards at a massive price. I've heard some price leaks. They're accurate. Going to be expensive, little buggers. But what that means is, if you're willing to buy last year's hardware, meaning right now the current generation stuff, if you're willing to buy one generation old and get to 2000 series cards, prices should drop on those, especially at the high end, to make room for the new medium range 3000 series cards. I wouldn't buy anything graphics related for a good month. Let prices work their way out. You're going to get yourself a lot better card than buying it right now. Hey, Jaded Illusions, what's up? Well, I don't know at what point will happen, but I mean, at some point that i7 is going to be bottlenecking a graphics card. But I don't know where that's going to be. 59. Looky, looky, looky. We get to do that one. We just did that one, didn't we? Bug, 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 bug. 59 is picked. Okay, good. So, yeah, I mean, like the 2060 would be a pretty good upgrade. And wait graphics card for a week. Wait for about 3 weeks. I'm telling you, I went to AMD, never regretted it. It's going to be a complete swap for you, every bit of hardware. Maybe you could keep your RAM, but AMD likes fast RAM. But I went to AMD, that's talking about a whole new CPU, whole new motherboard. Keep the graphics card for now, but eventually swap that. But I don't know at what point the 2600 i7 is going to be throttled. Going to throttle any graphics card performance. At some point, you throw a card in there. The CPU is not going to be able to feed it data fast enough. You'll see it. You'll see it at games, but you'll see it if you're not into content creation. Then you might not see it that often. But yeah, graphics card wise, I bet you in a month, prices for the 2000 series cards, they're probably not going to be half. But wouldn't be surprised if they're not 50% less than they are now. 50% is half. Probably going to be 30% off. You know, the 2080s, 2080 Ti's are going to come down. That means the 2070s, all that series has to drop. Means the 2060s have to drop. At some point, they're going to just discontinue the 1650, 1660s. Or do they just drop even more? And then you have the AMD cards, the 5700 XT. Now, something else that might be tugging at the old AMD strings is it's rumored that the latest Intel chipsets won't support PCI Express Gen 4. Okay? And Gen 4 is supposed to have a big boost in bandwidth capabilities. 2000 series NVIDIA cards don't support PCI Express Gen 4. The latest AMD card, 5700 XT, does. And there's some folks that have demonstrated that the 5700 XT performs better on a Gen 4 slot than on a Gen 3 slot. And we know that the rumored 3000 series NVIDIA cards support Gen 4. So there's some speculation that those third gen NVIDIA cards are going to be bus throttled, if you will, with Gen 3 bus on Intel, whereas with AMD platform, they're going to be released to their full potential with the proper AMD chipsets that support 4.0. We won't know until the tech folks, tech channels get the cards, the embargo lifts, and they're able to do content related to those cards. But it's an interesting speculation. If you just game like a AMD 3600, 3600X, going to give you lots of cores, decent speed. Couple that with 16 gigs of fast memory on a chipset that supports PCI Express 4. That's going to set you up for a long time to come, I think. I think so. I think so. I mean, there was a piece that a tech channel did a couple weeks ago where they were talking about a candid conversation they had with some NVIDIA folks that said that Intel really dropped the ball, or Intel could potentially really have dropped the ball with respect to their potential lack of PCI Express Gen 4 support on the upcoming Intel CPU chipsets. So if the newer generation of Intel CPUs coming out won't support Gen 4, means the chipsets that run those CPUs won't support Gen 4. Meanwhile, the competitor does. And the big graphics player in the market, new cards support Gen 4. And if those new cards are as fast as rumored, could be a big performance gap. So the 3600X, what's that? That's like 6 cores, 12 threads, right? Eight cores, 16 threads. Okay. 3600 is 6 cores. I've got a 3900X, which is 12 cores, 24 threads. I mean, look at this. Look at this sadness. So the only reason the CPU up there, is it the percentage that it's at is because I'm doing CPU encoding on the stream. The OBS is using 15% of that, which means the game is using a whole 5 to 7% of the CPU. Basically means while I'm playing the game, it's nearly idle. You know? What it does mean is I get some pretty good performance when I'm encoding videos, doing the content creation part of it. I've got the cores to spare for offloading the encoding, streaming encoding, the recording encoding from the GPU to the CPU. I can push the graphics settings a bit more, push the frames a little bit more. All right, guys, so we are at our 2-hour stream time frame. I want to finish this contract out and then call it a night myself. I have to go get some fertilizer, finish this one out. Thank you for coming out and watching. The plan will be to be back on this map on Thursday to continue our debt-free farm challenge. Hopefully, move into summertime at that point and transition over to baling contracts. Possibly transition over to actually baling our own stuff. Tomorrow's Wednesday. We'll have a brand new South Island farm. Thursday morning, we're going to have an American Truck Simulator, Pony Express Transport Roleplay, and Thursday afternoon, we're going to hit the last video of the Amandra map. Hopefully around the same time that they drop the update for general release. Thanks, Jaded Illusions. Thanks for dropping by. Thanks for dropping by, Paul. Till next time, happy farming.